Stampers, it's Nikki Barnhart. Thanks for stamping with me. Today, we're going to be making this really cute card, so let's get started. You're going to need a piece of cardstock. We're going to be using crumb cake, cut at 8.5 by 5.5. Another piece of crumb cake, cut at 5 1/4 by 4. A piece cut, or this is just a scrap piece of crumb cake. A piece of Whisper White, cut at 3 by 2.5. One of our window sheets, cut at 3 by 2.5 as well. A scrap piece of Mossy Meadow, and a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. Okay, here we go. We're going to take the card base of crumb cake, fold it in half using the bone folder, give it a nice crease, and then let's set this off to the side. The wood grain background stamp, we're going to use soft suede, and we're going to ink it up. I always have my background stamps upside down. Makes it a little easier for stamping, and I stamp over and over numerously just so I don't get any lines from where my stamp may have been. Then I take the piece of crumb cake, lay it down, take a piece of scrap paper, and I just rub. What this does is it's just making for sure that the piece gets inked completely. Remove that piece, pick it up, and there we go. Ooh, pretty. We like it. And then we move our background stamp out of the way. Okay, now that we have that completed, let's cut out the window. We're going to take our Big Shot, our magnetic platform, our cutting plate, put in the framelit, and wind it through. Let's move the Big Shot. Take all of our pieces. We're going to take, I always just use my snips and just kind of push that out, and that helps release it. Then take up our ink, our soft suede ink, and I just add some ink right around the edges. All this does is give it a little bit of dimensional and texture, and then I just kind of swipe it on there. Once we have that done, we're going to take 4 of the glue dots. I put them right on the corner of the window sheet. And I attach it to the window. There. Okay, let's do some stamping now. We're going to start with the window. We're going to use our white StazOn, and we're going to be using the snowflakes out of the Happy Scenes stamp set. Ink up the stamp, and you're going to stamp down and up. Remember, no need to rock. We're going to put it on this other window. And there we go. Are you able to see it? Okay. On our Whisper White piece, again, that was cut at 3 by 2.5. We're going to use some markers. I'm going to be using Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to just color in with the brush tip part the trees. Color those in. Then I'm going to be using some early espresso to do the trunk. And then I'm going to be using our black to just kind of make the snow line or the hill line. You always want to huff the ink, and that way it re-moistens it for you. And then just stamp down and bring it back up. And there we go. Next, we're going to use some of our two-way glue pen. And I am going to just put just a little bit on there, on the little snow caps on the trees. Kind of follow it along the hill line. And just add, and then add some dots for some snow like it's snowing. And take our dazzling diamonds, and I'm just kind of dipping it in. Since it's a small area, there's no reason to spoon it on there. There we go. Can you see my snow? Okay, we're gonna take our Happy Winter stamp with our Mossy Meadow ink. We're gonna stamp down and up. Now, using the banner triple punch, I'm going to just place that in there, barely put it in, kind of line it up in the middle, and punch. And then flip it over and do the other side. And punch. There we go. Next, I'm going to take my scrap of green, kind of measure it out, see where I need to cut it off at. Right there, it looks good. And I'm going to do the same thing using the triple banner punch. Slide it in, punch, and do the other side. Slide it in, barely, and punch. And now I can adhere that right onto the... I just use a little bit of snail. Place that on. And then I also take my bone folder and I just kind of curl it, just kind of breaking down those fibers just a little. And I'm going to curl it both ways. And that way it lays just like that one. But then what I also do is I kind of curl up this little part, and that way I can put a little bit of adhesive right there so it has another spot to attach to my card. So now it's time to do the assembling. And actually, one of the things that I forgot is I took a little bit of Soft Sky, barely, and added it to this, to the sky, just to give it a little bit of blue, a little bit of color for the sky. Not much. There we go. All right, let's gather up all of our pieces. Card base, where we've attached our wood grain background stamp. We have our window, have stamped right there. Actually, there's the one that I wanted. That was a mess up. There we go. And so now we're going to add more glue dots to this piece. Four more glue dots. Attach it to the window. Then we'll take 4 dimensionals, add it to the corners. And I attached it kind of high in the card. That way I had room to put our little Happy Scenes banner. So add a little bit of snail to it. And then onto those little pieces right there. Put that on. And then I just took a little bit of ribbon from our baked brown sugar from last year, the elastic ribbon, because I just thought it looked like a little Valancer to add to it. So trim that piece down a little bit. Take a little bit of our Tombow glue. I just put a small little line right on there. Then I laid that piece of ribbon right on there. It looks a little long, so we'll trim that off. There we go. Trimmed it off. And there is our cute little window. Here was the other one with the Let It Snow, Let It Snow. There you go. Have a great night.